Welcome to Verilog HDL subject. So in the previous classes we have seen, now we are seeing the module 2, the basic concepts of Verilog HDL. So in that we have seen in the previous classes the lexical conventions and data types. Okay, so those two things we have seen in the previous class. So lexical conventions and the data types are very useful to write the Verilog language, the Verilog coding. Okay, so after not only so lexical conventions are basically some of the tokens. Okay, so the additional things what we are using in the code while writing the code, like comments, operators, and how to represent the numbers, and some keywords and identifiers, and how to represent the strings. So all those things are the lexical conventions. The next one is the data types. Okay, so data types are the very useful, means the while writing the code we need to whatever the inputs and outputs, so we need to declare. Okay, so what are the different types of inputs and outputs we will use in the Verilog language? So that we have seen in the previous class. Okay, so now in this class, so we'll see about the system tasks and compiler directives. Okay, so now what are system tasks? So system tasks is appear in the form of the dollar keyword. So these are also, so in the form of, means these are the keywords or library functions. Okay, so these are the library functions, so which will give the no details. Okay, which will use to debug the code. Okay, which is used to debug the code, and while running, so how the exactly the execution of the code is happening. Okay, so all those things regarding execution of the codes. Okay, so to know the details of that, so we will use the some library functions or system task. Okay, so as mentioned here, okay, so as mentioned here, operations such as displaying on the screen, monitoring the values, stopping and finishing of the simulation can be done with a system task. So in that there are four types of system tasks are there: dollar display, dollar monitor, dollar stop, and dollar finish. Okay, so these all four we call as a the system tasks. Okay, so now we will see the one by one, so how to use and declare and the dollar display, all these system tasks. Okay, the next one, let us start with the dollar display. So dollar display is the main system task displaying of the variables, okay, the strings or expressions. Okay, we will display the variables, strings, and expressions. So all the things we can display by using the keyword called as a dollar display. Okay, so after the display, so we are using the parameters here. So parameters in the sense the what we need to display, the variables, expressions, or strings we can represent in the bracket here. Okay, so that's what dollar display in the bracket, what variables we have mentioned. Okay, so while displaying the values or strings or expressions, so in which format we need to display. Okay, so that the table here is given which format I want to see as in I want to see the values in which format, means if I use, okay, capital D or small d, means caps or small, both are giving the same information here. Okay, so percentage D means I want the value in decimal, percentage B means binary. Okay, S means the string. Okay, it will whatever the variable or so that is acting as, means I am printing in the form of string. The next one, H means hexadecimal. Okay, and C means ASCII character. Okay, so whatever the 8-bit characters are there. Okay, characters. And percentage M, hierarchical name, means if I want to print in some order, okay, some hierarchical name, so that in that case I can use percentage M. Then percentage V, display the strength. So as we have seen, what is the strength of the signal? So 8 strengths what we have seen in the data types, so that we can display what is the strength of the signal. Then O, the whether is it I want to display in the octal form. Okay, then percentage T means suppose I want to display the what is the current time. Okay, so as I told, means okay, next we will see the dollar time, so which will give the current simulation time. So that if I want to display that time, current time, then I need to use the percentage t. Then if I want to display the real numbers, okay, the real numbers in a scientific format, then percentage e. The real numbers in decimal format, means like fraction, so then it is the percentage f. Okay, it is for these all things, it is for displaying purpose only. Okay, so in which format I want to display. Okay, in percentage g means the real number in scientific or decimal, so whichever is smaller, so that it will display. Okay, so uh, so now here the dollar display will be used to display the information or the expression in the following, in any one of the following formats. Okay, the next one, okay, we will see some examples on how we can use the dollar display here. Okay, so I want to display some string here, hello verilog world. So in that case, dollar display and string, how we can define, already we know in the double quotation. So whatever we are writing, so it will take as a string here. Okay, so that hello verilog word that we are displaying. So here, and this single line. Okay, so this also we call as in VHDL it is comment. Okay, double hash, this we call as a single line comment. So just he has given as what it is displaying, it is printing here. This is a statement, and what it is printing, it is showing here. Okay, so dollar display, dollar time. As I said, the dollar time will give the present simulation time. So at present, what is the simulation time, that it will display. So current time is 2:30, so it will display 2:30. So now dollar display at time percentage d, the value address percentage h. So this percentage d is with respect to dollar time, means the time will displayed in decimal, and virtual address in h means whatever virtual address is variable, that we are displaying in a hex format. So okay, so because of that, at time is a statement, percentage d is a dollar time, that is 200 in decimal, virtual address is variable name, and percentage h is in hexadecimal, so this is a virtual address. Okay, so this is how it is the display will be used, so during the simulation. Okay, this is the next example. So declared they are declaring the port id is the variable name of 5-bit of the type register. Okay, so that we'll see in the next slide. Yeah, so here I want to display port id in binary, port id value in binary. So in that case, dollar display id of the port id I want in binary, because of percentage b I have included, then port id, okay, that is binary, it is displaying. Okay, similarly if I want to display the don't cares, then the variable I have declared as register 4-bit, and dollar display bus value is percentage b bus. Suppose bus value is 10xx. Okay, the bus value is percentage xx, so then it will be displayed as a dollar display 10xx. So that is in percentage b. Okay, means that is in binary. Okay, the next one, what is display the string. Okay, dollar display, the string is displayed from m level of hierarchy, means as I told, the hierarchy name. Okay, so that percentage name, percentage m will tell about the file name. Okay, depending upon the hierarchy name, depending upon the hierarchy, that will display the, suppose some set of files are there. Okay, some set of files. In this one, what is the first file or highest file, so that it will display here, top.p1. Okay, so like this, the display will be used to display the variables, strings, the files, means file names, the values in decimal, octal, hexadecimal. So in different formats we can represent. Okay, so basically during the running mode, so we want to see the intermediate signals, so in that case we can display the values. Okay, the next one is one more example. Suppose I want to display special characters. So what are special characters? Backslash n, percentage means percentage is a special character. Suppose I want to display new line and percentage, in that case dollar display. So this is to already in the previous class we have seen the special characters we can represent with backslash n, and if I want to display percentage, then percentage. Okay, so the same thing what we are seeing, I want to display new line means backslash n, and if I want to print percentage, then double percentage I need to use. Okay, so this is how the multi-line string, the okay, this is the new line here. Okay, new line comes and it will display the percentage here. Okay, so this is how we need to represent, means this is how we need to display the special characters. Okay, so this already we have seen. So the next one, monitor. Okay, so after seeing the display, the next keyword or system task is monitor. So as the name suggests itself, so display is like printf. Okay, displaying only one time. Display is like the C means in C, whatever the printf we will use to display the name or the variables. So it's similarly like that. But if you come to the monitor here, monitor in the sense the continuously it will monitor, means the Verilog provides mechanism to monitor a signal when its value changes. Means whenever there is a value changes of particular what we are mentioning in the bracket. Okay, so whenever it changes, that will display, means continuously during over the period of time. Okay, for example up to 1000 nanosecond or 10 nanosecond, 10,000 nanosecond, whatever the specified time is there, until that what are the changes happened with respect to the any particular variable, so that it will display during over of the time. Okay, as the same thing he has just given here in the points, monitor continuously monitors the value of the variables or signals specified in the parameter list and displays all parameters in the list whenever the value or signal changes. The same thing. Okay, so whenever during the simulation if any value changes with respect to the variable, okay, so at each time it will display. Okay, so that we call as the monitor. So for that purpose we'll use the dollar monitor. Okay, the next one, okay, the same thing how we can use here. Okay, here there is a clock. Okay, at every 5 time units, okay, it will toggle and reset goes on at 10 time units. Okay, so means there is a clock continuously it is toggling there. Okay, and reset is in between, sometimes it will come goes down after 10 nanosecond. Okay, so now how to use is, okay, initial is a keyword, these all things again we will see in the further. Initial and dollar monitor, and here the variable. Okay, so dollar monitor is a keyword and dollar time is the variable. Okay, means I want to display the dollar time, means this is not the variable. So the dollar time, it is again a keyword or a function which will gives the current simulation time. Okay, so value of the clock percentage B means I am displaying the clock value, I am displaying the reset value, means I am displaying two variables, clock and reset, with respect to the time. Means the dollar time at 0 time, what is a clock and reset? At 5, what is a clock and reset? At 10, what is a clock and reset? Means as these two values are changing with respect to the time will be displayed by dollar time, but monitor will give the information with respect to the time, what are the changes occurred with respect to clock and reset. And also as the time goes, okay, the dollar time value changes, so that will also displaying here. So dollar time, clock and reset, three values are displaying with respect to the any one of the value changes, it will display. Okay, during the course of time, so during the period of time. So here, so the same example we can recall in the very first module. Okay, so we have seen ripple carry counter example. So in that, the very last slide, okay, the last slide what we have seen is the output of the ripple carry counter. Means there also we have used monitor, dollar monitor and dollar time and count value. Okay, means at every 10 nanosecond, okay, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, the count value is varying from 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 like that. Okay, so there we have seen the application of the dollar monitor. Means as the application during period of time, as the value changes, we can see how the value changes, and we can debug whether is it going, the simulation is going on right way or not. So that we can able to see by using the dollar monitor. Okay, similarly there are two means there is an option dollar monitor on, dollar monitor off. Means if I use dollar monitor on, then the monitor function this will be active. Suppose if I want to disable dollar monitor, even though I have used, I want to disable that, then we can use the dollar monitor off. Okay, these are some additional the keywords what we can have. Okay, so after seeing dollar monitor and dollar task, sorry, dollar display. Okay, then next to dollar stop and dollar finish. Okay, so now during the simulation, okay, so during the simulation, so basically in the tool the simulation will be carried out by the EDA tool, okay, or Xilinx, Altera, whatever, depending upon the what is vendor, the different tools will be there. Okay, so during the simulation, initially in the properties, okay, in the tool we will set the properties. In that we will set the simulation time, so up to how much time the simulation should be carried out. Okay, so now what is dollar stop and dollar finish? Dollar stop in the sense, so suppose okay, so now simulation is, so there is a set of statements. Okay, the simulation or compile execution is carried out, so like this. Okay, so in between I will use dollar stop, in between I will use the dollar stop. So what will happen, the compiler will come or execution will come and it will stop at this instant. Even though we have lot of further statements, so it will stop at this point, and whatever the values up to here, up to this instruction, so we can see the values of those variables, what are the outputs. Okay, it is similarly like in C language or Keel. Okay, we have stop points. Okay, we have the stop points in the Keel or some Keel software. Okay, debug points we can call. Okay, so during the running we can stop or suspend in between, and we can monitor the values up to that time, what are the values are there. Okay, okay, in between stop. Okay, then if I want to continue, just to make the comment of that, just to make the comment that single line by using slash, then again run, then at that time it will continue the rest of the part. Suppose if I want to see at this point again dollar stop, then we can use comment this and again then run, it will stop here. Okay, so basically it is in between states. Okay, so suppose I need for one application I need 1000 nanosecond for complete execution. Okay, so I can see at 500 what are the results, I can see at 700 nanosecond, I want to know what is the intermediate value. Okay, so in that case we can use the dollar stop. So as it is says here, okay, puts in an interactive mode, means in between I can see the results or suspend the simulation. So whereas dollar finishes terminates. Okay, suppose as I said, the set of instruction it is going on like this. Suppose in between only if I use the finish, dollar finish, means at this point only the simulation will stop. Even how many times you will run, it will terminate here itself, it will not go further. Okay, if you want to terminate we can use this. Okay, dollar finish. If I want to see intermediate results, then put stop at different places, it will stop there, see the values, again decomment, again run, again it will continue, so until it finishes the either end of the simulation time or the dollar finish what we have mentioned. Okay, so the one of the example, so as they have given here, so initially they have declared clock equal to 0 and reset equal to 1. After 100 nanosecond stop, means the simulation will stop at hash, means it is a delay, 100 means as I told default it will consider as nanosecond. So after 100 nanosecond simulation will stop, you can see the results. After that if you again run, it will terminate at the after 900 nanosecond from 100 nanosecond. Means after the stop, the 900 is not from the beginning. After this point, okay, after the 900 nanosecond, it will terminate the simulation. Okay, so this is with respect to, okay, that this is the difference between dollar stop and the dollar finish. Okay, so after seeing the system task, then we have some of the compiler directives. So compiler directives are like similarly in C. So all of you know the C language. In C language, we know what is this? Hash define. Okay, we know hash define. Hash define some s or some value like this. Means I am defining the s, wherever s I am using, that will be replaced with a 10. Means constants. So basically we are defining the constants or macros. Okay, so hash define directive is used to define the text macros in the Verilog. Text macros in Verilog means, okay, so we can see the examples here. Hash define. Hash means it's not hash define here, it is tick define, not hash. In Verilog it is, as we are mentioning here, so tick define. Okay, so tick define. So if I use tick define, word size space 32 means wherever I am using word size, okay, as I am using, for example, word size, whenever I am using tick and word size, so that will be replaced with a 32. Okay, that will be replaced with a 32. Similarly, you can see here hash define as dollar stop means wherever I am using in the code like tick s, that is nothing but I am using a dollar stop. It's not only the values. Okay, it's not only the values, even we can replace, even we can use the functions also. Dollar stop is a function, so that I am using as macros. Wherever I am using dash tick, dash s, tick s, that will be replaced with dollar stop. Okay, hash define as dollar stop. Okay, similarly hash define word range is the size 31 down to 0. Okay, means wherever, okay, so wherever I am using tick word range, so that will be replaced with the declaration register or the register type of the size, okay, range 31 down to 0. Okay, so this is how some of the text macros, okay, what we can define by using the tick define directive. Okay, so this is one of the directive, hash define. There is one more directive, that is hash include. Okay, so it is similarly like that sorry, hash include in C. Okay, so hash include in C. So all of you have used hash include in C, hash include in the bracket in stdio.h, sorry, st not sti, stdio.h or math.h. Okay, so the stdio.h is very common in C language. stdio.h, conio.h, math.h. So basically we are including the header files. Okay, we are including the header files in the main C file. Similarly here, tick include, the directive allows you to entire contents of Verilog source file in another source file during the compilation. It is similarly like C only. Okay, so here the top module is design. Okay, the top module or main module is design.v. In that I want to call one more file that we call as header.p. I want to call one more file that is named as header.v. So that we can include with a tick include, okay, header.v. Okay, it is similarly the same function as hash include. Okay, instead of that in Verilog, tick include, then give the file name. So that file name we can include in a some other main file name. Okay, so this is similarly like hash include. So this is one more the compiler directive, okay, of the Verilog language. Okay, so similarly like that we can have time scale. Okay, as we are seeing tick time scale and tick if def. Okay, tick time scale is a one this will be used in the test bench. Okay, so test bench is a file which is used to test the source file. So there are two in HDL. We will write two files. So one is main source file or main design, what we are going to write the code. Okay, that code, whether is it working properly or not, for that we will give the inputs. So that input will be given in the test bench file. So in the test bench file, okay, so what is the time units? As I told earlier, if it is hash 100, it is nanosecond. So that is nanosecond, I can tell based on the units represented using the time scale. Okay, so as tick time scale represents units, so depending upon that I can tell as hash 100 nanosecond. Okay, so that is a function of time scale. And this if def is nothing but it is one more. If it is true, it is like if condition only. If it is some value is declared like parameter or hash defined like macro, if macro is true, then execute set of statements. Else if this macro is not there or not declared, then execute some other set of files. So that we can use that you can execute by using the if def. Okay, so these things will come to understand properly when we will use in the programs. Okay, so these are we call as compiler directives and hash define, and these four mainly. Okay, the system tasks are, as I told, okay, dollar display, dollar monitor, dollar stop, and dollar finish. Those are the system tasks. So with the coding, so these things will be used to help to debug the code. Okay, so in the next class, so after seeing these lexical conventions, data types, and system tasks and compiler directives, so in the next class we will see about exactly means how to write the code, means module. What do you mean by module? How to write? What it consists of? So all those things. Okay, so this is regarding with respect to system task and compiler directives.